Alright, welcome everyone to Nexus Gaming Series. Your host DB Smiley here, bringing you some B East action. Gonna be, let's move that microphone a bit more intimately close. It's gonna be a big B Northeast match between the members of Regen Ghost and Scolding Sweat Cult. Scolding Sweat Cult, the Division C champion, moving up into B East, considered an immediate contender here, but we're going to jump into this game. Should be an exciting one. Regen Ghost, back after taking a season off. You of course have, sorry about that. You have Mongoose on this team, he's been around a while. Shui on this team, been around a long time. Coming back in Division B, looking for some opportunities. They did play in the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational, where they tied with Nexus Cats in the regular season. Ended up the 2 seed based on head-to-head results. Ultimately lost to Nexus Cats in Grand Finals. So the runner-up for that event, which featured some teams like Zul'jin Distillery, Probius, a few others. Lubu was in that as well, I forgot. Right out of the gate, we're seeing an ETC ban from Scolding Sweat Cult on the right. I have been told that for like 2 years now, I've been calling the second player from the top on the right, Ogle the Great. I am now being told that is Ojil the Great. It is a soft G this whole fucking time. It's like finding out someone goes by their middle name. Except I am one of those people. But with that, I have the wrong title card up. Did not fix it before we started fixing now. You see Tassadar banned out, so 2 tanks and then a Tass. Sounds like a sitcom, 2 tanks and a Tass. Deckard gonna get banned out despite the nerfs, still considered pretty powerful. As I'm gonna turn the game sound up just a little. Overall though,
Here we go again.
Chromie first pick, so despite the nerfs, still a lot of priority onto the Chromie. Whereas response, you want to make sure that you can clear the waves, but you also want to get some kind of dive here. Be able to pressure that Chromie. Couple of seconds here. It's going to be Orphea and Stukov picked up. Orphea brings a little bit of dive. Stukov good because his sustained healing kind of lets him deal with the Chromie damage. Especially if he's able to comfortably go into something like targeted excision. I think that could work out quite well. Next 2 picks coming in. Gonna be Ojil jumping onto Raynor, Viper onto Anduin. So having that way to break people out of, if say a Stukov root combo hits, gonna be valuable. Neither team picking up a tank yet. We'll see if we have further tank choking. Indeed we do. Now Regen Ghost had next pick, so they could have taken the Joanna, which is strong on the map. But there's something else they want here. Now, Garrosh loses a bit of value with the Anduin. What could it be? Getting to find out. A Nubarak banned out, so even more tank choking. Mongoose has played some Nubarak before, quite likes the hero. So some good scouting there by Scolding Sweat Cult. It's going to be Diablo. There's that dive to get onto the Chromie we talked about. And there's a Maiev. So looking for a lot of combo synergy. You have a potential Warden's Cage to set up some powerful APOCs. Could even see an Eternal Feast, although I'm always quite partial to Crushing Jaws, even when you can get a lot of value. There is El Jefe himself, Garrosh, coming out. Going to be played by Broom Boy. Really improved as a tank as the season went along. Back in Season 9. Bashing. Going to jump onto Leo. Leo, very strong on the map. Generally a good pick. Especially as this map tends to go late to 20. His reduced death timer. It's incredibly powerful. As is, of course, Buried Alive. Arguably one of the strongest level 20s in the game. Last pick to come. Gonna be Shui on Uriel. I like that. Even more dive, even, can just get onto the back line and try to pressure out that Maiev. Can interrupt Anduin when he's trying to go for heals. I think it's a good comp by both teams. Very, very aggressive comp coming out from Regen Ghost. Much more of a control-oriented comp on the side of Scalding Sweat Cult. A lot of counter-engage. We'll see who ultimately is able to succeed as we move into the first map. And taking a look real quick at those BE standings. Neither of these teams have played a match yet. Both looking to join those top three who got domination victories in week 1. That is Lubu, Legal, and Death and Delay. Every other team in the division has played. So Animaniacs, Deckard's Erudition, and Die Gaming not getting wins the first week. Boogans and Strange Team Comp going 2-1 respectively. The only 3-game series so far, but we'll hope we get a 3-game series tonight as we look to load in to the game. Is going to be Game 1 between Regen Ghost and Boogan Squad. And let's go ahead and introduce the members of Regen Ghost. Going to be Literak on Maiev. We have Dub C on Orphea, Andrew on Stukov, Shui going to be on Uriel, and Mongoose getting those roses thrown out on the Diablo. And on the right, it is the Division C champion, Scalding Sweat Cult. You got Viper on Anduin, Ojal the Great on Raynor, Bashing on Leoric, Broom G going to be on Carly, and Broom Boy is going to be playing El Jefe Garrosh. We got the Luchador Diablo and the Luchador Garrosh going against each other. Kind of poetic in a way. Level 1 talents here. Full shield from Diablo. Going to be an interesting choice. Bashing goes in to try to pressure out that Leoric. Going to take some damage on the turnaround. Garrosh looks for something. Oh, but Ojal gets separated out there. Great pull from Shui. And that's going to be a quick first kill heading over to the members of Regen Ghost as they start rotating top, collecting gems. And look for Diablo to be very aggressive, disrupting these rotations, dismounting enemies. Ooh, there's a flip on the Mongoose. He gets rooted, uses the breaker, walks away. First breaker of the game. Or at least first successful breaker. I didn't see if Ojal tried to use theirs. Down here on the bottom, Bashing doing pretty well against Shui at the moment. Shui gonna have to back up and blow the tap. Diablo caught in a time trap, could take some damage here. Does walk away. Good avoidance by Mongoose. Take some damage from the Chromie there, though. Both teams now rotating up to get this top wave. Currently a slight XP lead to Regen Ghost, attributable to that death, which enabled them a little bit of better soak on those first couple of waves. Seems to have evened out for now. Shui actually comes up to the mid to cover. Ooh, what an assault. Wow. Shui actually just made an incredible play with that breaker. Baiting out the throw, having the breaker just on time. I don't know if that was great anticipation or ungodly reaction speed on the animation, but in either case, it was sensational and very impactful. Sorry, my mouse is really wanting to be stuck on the bottom of the screen. Now, looking at the mid. Bruiser camp pushing up by Ghost. There's a big time trap. No real attempt to engage off that, just playing safe. You can see a lot of safe play early in this game, but once you start getting the Web Weaver turn-ins, things will get aggressive very fast. Ooh, big tether opportunity. They chunk a ton of damage onto Chromie, and Viper blue cleanse there. Will be down for a bit. Now Mongoose is slowed. Gonna be able to walk away. Rainer scouting out the rotation to bot. Just giving bashing the 4-1-1 there. Literak trying to bait maybe an engage here, looking for the turn. Oh, but Stukov is in a world of trouble. Caught in that time trap. There is nowhere to go. That said, rotation down. They get Diablo. They get the trade, and this will be 19 gems dropped. That will get them up to 30 turned in. Mongoose not going to get these 18. But that is 30 gems in the bank. 35 in the bank, though, for Scolding Sweatcult. Great unstoppable there for Broomboy to avoid that Maiev tether. Mongoose really wants to get these gems turned. Ojul has 12. You need Ojul and Viper to turn at the moment. Literak and Mongoose on the side of Regen Ghost. Although if Mongoose got 2 more gems, he could actually solo turn. Trying to keep an eye, both teams making sure to cover the turn-in points. Stukov staying to the bottom, just trying to keep vision. Whereas right now, looks more like Scolding Sweatcult. They're just interested in, you know what, we're going to get the clear. We're going to get as many gems as we can here. We're not going to just desperately force in. That said, they have all but 2 in. If Broomboy, if actually anyone on the team turns in right now, for the members of Scolding Sweatcult, they will get the Web Weaver phase. Meanwhile, Mongoose still sitting on those 18. Would be very beneficial if he could find 2 more, just to enable him to kind of look for those back turn-ins. Broomboy looking for the turn, needs 3. Good silence from Stukov to prevent the throw. But looks like Scolding Sweatcult did get their gems turned in top, and we will get the first Web Weaver phase of the game. Now Garrosh coming in on the aggressive rotation. Diablo sees it, but he does get the Earthbreaker. Now tries to run back through. Slowing Sands is going to come off. He's going to have to go up topside. Does get hit by Chromie. There's a tether onto Broomboy. Unstoppable off the backside to prevent any kind of engage. Web Weaver top, going to be the focus for both teams. Keep in mind, mid is already on this tower, and in fact has taken the first one down. Chromie just chunking out the damage in that choke point of the gate. And it's going to be very, very hard for Regen Ghost to step up into this. Top gate is, or top towers are still standing, but only just. And it looks like Chromie, Anduin, and Garrosh are going to change that. Indeed, they do. The front wall down top and mid, checking on bot, it is also gone. So 3 front walls there, and almost got this fort as well. So a very productive first gen phase from Scolding Sweatcult. Regen Ghost maybe need to clean up their macro a little bit. That said, they do not have the best Immortal burn. They're a very team fight centric comp. Literak, though, going to be able to drop these gems uncontested. That will give the turn-in. And they had a lot of gems on the side of Regen Ghost, so if they can make something happen here, they could definitely double up their turn-ins. We'll see if they find a way to do that. That said, this Chromie is going to be very hard to push into, and the Rainer is going to very quickly burn down these Web Weavers. Regen goes, rotating to mid. Ooh, they're trying to find Broom Boy. Broom Boy flips over the wall. He's going to go down, but so will Mongoose. And a great trade out there, as that did get Diablo's souls. Now, Diablo, of course, will be back up immediately, but at the cost of a significant chunk of his health and his spell armor, which, given the Chromie being a big focal point of the damage, that is huge. Oh, but Agil, once again, just kind of rotated a bit aggressively there and got caught out and punished heavily for it by Literak, as well as the rest of the members of Regen Ghost. Characteristic mistake there, but mistake all the same. Top wall going to be down here, and you can see a very quick turn. They're going to look at Leo. Of course, he always has that spooky ghost walk. He's going to be able to get away from this. But they almost have enough gems in hand. Only need 6 more. Yrel getting some of those bots. Diablo going to try to get these mid, but now getting flipped. There's the taunt. Didn't quite get the combo off, but Diablo goes down all the same. 3 more gems needed, but a turn-in available at the moment for Scalding Sweat Cult. Man, and Agil with these very aggressive positioning decisions. And I worry that he maybe needs to be a bit safer because of this Maiev. That said, a great camp invade here. Stukov tries the swap, but the camp was still alive, so wasn't able to cap it. The Light Bomb going to stun out Yrel. Can they get the kill? There's the Ardent Defender looking for Bashing. Bashing going to blow the Breaker, going to blow Spooky Ghost, gets out of there. Yrel tries to go for the finish, but goes down. And that is another kill over to Scalding Sweat Cult here, and they could look to make a lot happen now with this Web Weaver phase. The mid fort has gone down. It had barely any health to speak of to begin with. Bottom fort, very vulnerable. Top needs a bit more time to push, but will be a threat to that fort once it gets up there. There we go. Yrel knocking back, trying to buy space to kill this spider. But they just don't have a lot of spider burn with this Orphea Maiev. And, ooh, Agil stepping up very aggressively. Diablo didn't go for the flip, but now caught out all the same. Agil kind of in a weird position. Big Light Bomb catches out too. Eternal Feast getting quite a bit of value there, but it's not enough. As Diablo's, first of all, Andrew with the big flailing swipe, looking for space. He is not going to take that back. He is going to get away. Shui, though, in a bit of trouble and does go down. And oh, Maiev gets flipped back in. Literak tries to walk away, can't do it. And that is 3 kills to 0, and this should be this mid keep falling. Keep in mind, you still have these big waves top and bottom as well. The Regen Ghost going to have to play very defensively here for a bit. And now, immediate rotation to top coming in from Scalding Sweat Cult. They will clear this up as well. And that is 2 keeps. So they got top fort, bot fort. Mid fort was basically dead, so let's not count it. Mid keep and top keep off the second Web Weaver phase. Absolutely sensational here from Scalding Sweat Cult. Regen Ghost gonna have a lot to do to try to get back into position and make this a game. Scalding Sweat Cult at the moment in danger of getting away with it. Diablo caught out, and down goes Diablo. The APOC not collecting anyone. Eternal Feast, though, is catching some members out. Flailing Swipe, but 3 members have already died. And Stukov is going to be the next to fall, and that should be the game. Scalding Sweat Cult finding a pretty quick victory here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, barring an absolutely miraculous defense coming out from Shui. I just don't see the miracle coming. You got the Rainer, which is just a ton of damage. Diablo is back up. Well, you know, we said GG, but Urel stalled enough, and the death timers were short enough that I take that back. So Caster Curse means that Regen Ghost is going to win this game. We're down to 60. Ah, no! It was almost 69% health. It didn't stay there. Damn. Not nice. Not nice at all. I wanted it to stay the sex number. Yeah.
Blue team's core is under attack.
But for the moment, Regen Ghost trying to regroup, looking to try to get a turn in. Shui with the bulk of the gems, but does not have a solo turn in. At 54, Shui needs to be careful. Good over the wall to escape. Level 16, meanwhile, is here for Scalding Sweat Cult. Still, they have that advantage. Have not found it yet on the side of Regen Ghost, but they are close. They should get it off these minions. Looking like a push towards bottom, maybe. They're going to go for this Bruiser camp. Scalding Sweat Cult does cap. They can now push with the spell armor. If they choose, they need 18 more gems. No, only 8 more gems. Oh, but Maiev, looking for the turn, gets popped. Turn-in did occur, but as I mentioned, 1 gem away. Light Bomb comes out, but the Flailing Swipe to disengage. But that is Maiev down. At least she got her gems in, so it's not a worst-case scenario. Just maybe if you just found that 1 more gem, you could be talking about a Web Weaver phase. Buying some time. Didn't happen. Now Scalding Sweat Cult getting their 3rd Web Weaver phase. And now looking at this bottom, maybe? No, they're going to actually just push in mid. Maiev is back up. We're going to get 1 more 5v5. Equal talent here. Ghost cannot win the game here. But they can stall it out if they get a very quick 5v5 fight and then defend extremely well. That said, right now, it doesn't look like they have the answers for some of this comboing we're seeing at Scalding Sweat Cult. They're actually baiting the enemy team away from the core. And that is going to be a threat they need to deal with. The Entomb on the flank didn't quite catch anyone. Maiev trying to dive in now, but even if they get some kills, you have to worry about their core as the Web Weavers are now on it. Still, though, Regen Ghost, no choice. They're going for the fight, but Chromie takes out the Orphea there, and now the stun on the Anduin. He is vulnerable. Down he goes, but Andrew also in a bit of trouble. Flailing Swipe comes out. They do get the kill, however. Mongoose is going to be the next to fall, and all this while, the Web Weavers just annihilating this core. And Scalding Sweat Cult takes a game number 1. Caster false alarmed it the first time. There we go. And Scalding Sweat Cult came into B Northeast, I should say, or B East the Cooler Daniel, as a favorite right out of the gate. They definitely showed it here. Regen Ghost, they're going to have to regroup. They're going to have to find some answers because that looked fairly one-sided. All things considered. Taking a look at the post-game stats here. The Broomji, they just never felt threatened. Broomji trucking out all that damage back from the safety of their own structures. There we go. So we're going to get set up for game number 2. We'll be right back. Everyone stay tuned, and thank you for watching. right, everyone, welcome back. Battlefield of Eternity for Map 2, as picked by Scalding Sweat Cult, looking for the domination victory. Regen Ghost choosing to take first pick, taking us to Battlefield of Eternity. ETC banned out once again, so the tank choke continues here. Scalding Sweat Cult going to ban out the Chromie. They view it as first pick, first ban, even after the nerfs earlier this week. And after that last game, you can see why. Broomji played the hero just exceptionally well. Next ban to come is the May. The Regen Ghost not wanting to play against the Avalanche. And there is the Greymane ban. More of a map ban coming out from Scalding Sweat Cult. They changed up both their bans, actually, for this game. They did ban out the Deckard last time. Deckard making it through the draft this time. Andrew going to be jumping onto that hero. There's Li Ming coming out from Broomji. Good on the map for the poke. The actually has decent immortal burn as well, especially if you go into that Q build, and then great poke as well. And then Anduin coming back up for Viper. Viper liking the feels of the Anduin tonight. To that end, do we see Regen Ghost opt into their tank here? We didn't see a tank before the bans last time. It is going to be the Joanna coming out for Mongoose. Joanna, of course, has fallen off a bit with the change to her trait, the increased cooldown, her level 1 on trait as well, getting really significantly nerfed by proxy of that. Raynor obviously picked up for the immortal burn on this map. Played well by Ojul last time. But there is the Diablo. Broomboy gonna grab that. The Garrosh did get banned out after the last game. No Moss. No Moss, say the members of Regen Ghost. But Broomboy says, you know what? Fine. You don't want a tank that brings you to the fight? I'll bring the fight to you. And then, oh, that new Artanis skin. It is so kind of mediocre, frankly. It's not amazing. It's not bad. It's like, you know. It's a skin. I mean, it's better than Anduin's new skin, which looks like Anduin with some medals. I know Arthas is just not played much right now, but his new skin is just so badass. Oh! We got the new Arthas, but we don't have the new Arthas skin. Oh, no. Oh, my hopes were so high. But alas, we are skinless. Last pick to come. It's going to be Ojul's hero. They want to go with some kind of consistent damage that can get people low.
Cheers, love.
And there's Tracer. Okay, so Ojul is a known Tracer player, and a good one at that. You know, gonna try to harass the Kel'Thas as much as possible. Tracer needs to be careful of the Joanna, but if a Blessed Shield could definitely take Ojul out. But otherwise, I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, it took me like a while to realize it was a new Anduin skin, and not just like, you know. I mean, the new Anduin skin looks like a Master skin back when those were a thing. You know, the skins that just look like the same hero, but with like extra shit on them. It looked like Anduin with medals. I don't know. But we shall see. Well, it's not Raynor into Arthas. It's Raynor with the Arthas and the Joanna. Anyway. Here we go, though. Jumping into game number 2. Regen Ghost versus Scalding Sweat Cult. Scalding Sweat Cult up 1-0 in the series so far. Let's take a look as we see Litorak is going to be on Kael'thas, Mongoose on Joanna, Andrew on the Deckard Cain, Dubsy on the Rainer, and up in the top, it is Shui going to be on that Arthas, and on the right, some taunts getting dropped here. Taunt City, USA here. Ojula look great on the Tracer, which that is a great Tracer skin. Broom Boy on Diablo, excellent Diablo skin. Viper on Anduin, I cannot tell if that's the new skin or not. Broom G on Li Ming. Star-Lord skin, always a favorite. And Bashing on that new Artana skin, which is like, it's okay. Okay. Here we go, level 1 talents. Get a more comfortable viewing angle for everyone here. Frostborn Hungers coming out. Frostborn Hunger's talent, I should say, coming out from Shui up in the top lane. So look for that Bruiser Arthas build. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like the Arthas skin, but, like, you know, they tried. Like, are you familiar with, like, the Bart Simpson with the cake, at least you tried? That's how I feel about the Artana skin. Whereas with the Anduin skin, I literally don't think they tried. I just, that's how I feel. Ooh, Joanna in a bit of a sticky wicket. Has the Iron skin. And gets popped by Broom G all the same. Broom G, really nice, accurate skill shot there. Finishing off the Joanna. Yeah, that's the thing. His face is just, like, it's not different. But it does have, I love how it's, like, it's clearly World of Warcraft because it has disgustingly obnoxious shoulder pads. Like, you remember in, like, the 80s when everyone's suits had, like, built-in shoulder pads? Because everyone wanted their shoulders to look big? Those are the people who designed World of Warcraft here. Joe having to blow the Iron Skin there. Trying to clear up these Goat Spearmen. Rainer and Deckard holding the cap. Meanwhile, Ojul and Viper clearing up their Bruiser camp. Top was never taken. Artanas did go amateur opponent, starting to do some damage here to Shui. Shui gonna be able to walk away, but Shui is stacked. So getting 40 mana every time he pops trait. Bruiser gonna get cleaned up in the top by Shui. Did not go with the typical talent for the Bruiser Arthas here. Frozen Waste, by no means bad. But here we go. You can see Redway Scalding Sweat Cult, great burn. Regen Ghost, great burn. But it is Scalding Sweat Cult with the edge at the moment by about 5,500. Broom Boy now looking to engage. Let's see if they can find a kill here. Diablo does hit root. Bastion goes in, doesn't pull the trigger on the swap, instead just buying space. Nobody burning at the moment, as Tracer was taking that time to clear up the bot lane. Now Artanis dropping back to burn. Diablo getting pulled away by Anduin to safety. Diablo goes back in, looking for Rainer. Doesn't quite have the flip. Shui's starting to get a bit low. Gets popped there by Diablo and Li Ming. Li Ming with the resets, trying to truck out some more damage. The health on the Immortals, though, still fairly even, but it looks like Scalding Sweat Cult buying the space they need. Artanis getting the last of the burn, and it will be Scalding Sweat Cult winning the first Immortal. There we go. No, I'm pretty sure, Coffee, that it's just because they like the 80s. I think that's the real reason. Look, it's hard to explain the shoulder pad thing in the 80s, alright? It was the 80s. We were all on cocaine. Ooh, big Deckard Ruby. That's going to allow a dive if they want it, but they don't pull the trigger. Meanwhile, though, Ogle is starting to get a bit low. Joel, I need to correct that G. Monku's stepping up, baiting out a lot of the damage, but making sure the Tracer's not really doing too much, and they defend this top well. Fort's still very healthy. They did lose wall, however. That's why we wore ripped clothing in the 90s, because we had to rip all the shoulder pads out. Ooh, Dubsy gonna get the pulse bomb. Good root there by Deckard. Oh, Dubsy had less than 40 health there. Gonna heal back up off some rubies. Going in. 7 on 8 right now in terms of level. 44 up here in the top. Arthas now with that Icebound Fortitude. Gleaming, looking onto the flank, trying to get that well down. So you can take another pulse bomb, but otherwise okay there. So far, pretty uneventful top lane, although Mongoose does take a lot of damage there from that Ming Orb. Hey, did you guys hear the one about the Genji on Dragonshire? What did he say when the enemy team went to tap? Well. That's not a good joke. I need to think that one through a bit more. There's a good pull on the Broom Boy. They do get that Osra camp. Top lane cleared up. He's pushing in. You know, despite kind of all this fury, all this damage trucking back and forth, been a fairly uneventful game until now. Now with level 10, though, coming in, you got the APOC, you got the suppression pulse from Artanis. Light Bomb. Ming has not picked a 10 yet. Diablo going with the APOC. Yeah, I really think that joke through. The gist of the joke, of course, is Genji likes to kill wells. And something about well. But, like, he can really only kill one well on that map, so not a good joke. They're trying to get this bruiser. The members of Regen Ghost do see them. Now bashing, kind of isolated here, but gonna be able to escape. Shui on the chase, tries to get Me Talk good tonight. Tries to get onto Tracer. Not really able to do so. Oh, and Arthas could be in a lot of trouble. There's the APOC. Sleep comes out, but it gets interrupted by the APOC. And Regen Ghost is going to have to back up here, and that should allow Ogle and company, Scalding Sweat Salt, to get this Immortal fairly unchallenged. Ogle in the bottom. Going to try to tag this siege camp, and they get it. But now the members of Regen Ghost are going to see this. Question is, are they brave enough to try to challenge? If they went there immediately, they might have been able to get the pick. They do have the 10, although Bless Shield is down. Bless Shield, Army of the Dead, Hyperion, Stay a While and Listen, and Pyroblast. Gonna try to get rid of the Tracer with that good old point and click. Tracer blinking out of the Flame Strike. Diablo is on the flank. Danger pings. Coming in there. Not able to find that. Nobody letting him get the over the wall, but finds the stun onto the Joanna. Joanna Ironskins trying to buy space for the team to clear this Immortal. Shield's only just now falling, but the fort is down and they will need to fall back. And now here we go. Defense of the keep wall. Gonna throw out a root there. Hits 2. That top wall is down. Oh, there's a good stun. But the light bomb, can they find it? Unstoppable. Bless Shield goes back in. Gets stunned out by the Immortal. Bops the Baker, but it's not enough. The root does hit onto Diablo, but without the tank there, they cannot push in. Agil going to try to go for this well. Does take it down. And now sticking around here are the members of Scalding Sweat Cult. They do have 13s in hand. Ooh, Raynor almost gets wallbanged, but does escape. Tracer continuing to hound and harass, but here comes Mongoose. Bless Shield not available, though. Condemn going to help clear that wave all the same. Scalding Sweat Cult still hovering down here. They have not walked away yet, although now they finally do so. Meanwhile, up on the top, Arthas, Artanis continue to kind of play their own game, but Arthas hanging back, worried about the gank squad here. With only a fort, not the safest position to be in, but the members of Scalding Sweat Cult have not collapsed. Let's see what they choose to do. Artanis is burning this siege camp up in the top. We do find Shui out here, going to get some damage out with that pulse bomb, that extra damage coming out because of that level 10 quantum spike. 6% bonus damage. Used to be, what, 10? Got nerfed, but that's because Tracer now has pulse bomb up considerably more often. Bruiser Camp getting cleaned up here by Scalding Sweat Cult. They will get it into lane as the objective starts. They do find Raynor caught out here. Raynor is going to lead them on a merry chase by some time. 13's now kicked over. Raynor does go down. Meanwhile, Li Ming and Anduin actually managing to defend the Immortal here, preventing any damage. In that time where Raynor went down, ooh, good APOC combo, good breaker there by Shui to get out of that one. And that is half health. Favoring Scalding Sweat Cult now. And they will just go straight into a burn. Let's see if Ghost is able to get any additional burn here or if they go for their camp. A very risky move to go for this. The Scalding Sweat Cult could just come right over. They are going to let that camp leash. Should disappear from the map. There it goes. Diablo going in. Oh, stay a while and listen is not able to hit Diablo. And now the light bomb looking for the engage. Gets the wall bang against Anduin. Anduin is low, is rooted. Li Ming going to get the finish. With the disintegrate, finds Shui as well. And the reset's coming in. Now this Immortal has gone top. But the members of Scalding Sweat Cult, they are looking bottom and they are thinking core at this point. The Hyperion come out. Tries to buy some space. Bastion goes in. Takes actually a lot of damage from this keep, however, and is going to get finished off. But Mongoose is going to drop to that quantum spike from Ojul. And now it looks like they will at least get this bottom keep. Though that said, that is Artanis going down. That was the first kill of the map for Regen Ghost. And they are looking for more. Core is still fully shielded. Joe down for 19. Oh, Tracer gets rooted, and that is going to be the end of that. Getting rooted by that core. This core is difficult to push into. Now, Raynor here to burn this Immortal down. But this keep is taking a beating. And once again, similar to what we saw in the last game, kind of from that mid-game on, it has just been all Scalding Sweat Cult. Now with a big structural lead, going to take a pretty massive effort from Regen Ghost to get us to a Game 3. They're going to need more than one Immortal to do it, methinks, unless they get something akin to a 5-man team wipe. They are going to look at this bottom camp, at least try to get that in the lane, but they are going to be cognizant of this wave pushing top, especially with both a siege camp and a catapult on the way. Gonna clean up the bottom. 2 catapults stacked up at the moment. As my mouse just loves to get stuck on the outer edges of the screen. Apologies for kind of some of the jerkier motions you're seeing. Heading up to the top now. Meanwhile, hovering around this bottom, looking for the gank, is Scalding Sweat Cult. They are waiting in the wings. Which part? Oh, surprise! That said, no real follow-up there. Mongoose, not exactly the best kill target. They do break that off effectively. Shui on the chase, looking for Diablo. Gets caught in a wallbang, though, and that might be the end of it. Stun on Ojal. He's able to rewind out of there. Down below 200 health, and is going to escape. No, take that back. The Hyperion secures the kill. It is a 1-for-1 at the moment, and that certainly favors Regen Ghost. The Regen Ghost now with an opportunity. Tracer is down, heading into the next Immortal phase. That said, this orb build Ming has definitely been trucking the damage out, but those super potions from Deckard helping out significantly with the sustain. Think about super potions. It really boosts sustain healing. And that is true. I just caught that. Tracer did indeed go untouchable, and Tracer no longer has that off the death. I did not notice that Tracer took untouchable. But in Deedly Doodly, she diddly did. Regen Ghost gonna get some burn here. Ming gonna continue to chunk those orbs out. Good Iron Skin there. Now Tracer is up though. Oh, that swap came so close to hitting Deckard. I'm shocked that was not in his hitbox. And now, having to back up and clear top, this will allow the members of Scalding Sweat Cult to start getting some burn. Diablo gonna dismount. Now Joe comes in. They really need this team fight. Diablo, though, all over Raynor on the backline. Takes a ton of damage. Sleepy Time coming out from Deckard. Does catch Diablo. APOC comes out. Forces Deckard to break. Bashing is caught away from the rest of the team. Pyroblast secures the kill. Can Aljo get the trade? Dub C so low. Goes down. There's the finish. Oh, and Literak now going to be caught out by Diablo. Can they get that finish as well? Light Bomb comes out. Stuns too. It does not stun Literak. That is, however, Anduin going to secure the kill. Ojo looking for the finish. Doesn't find it there. There's a stun, though, onto Arthas. Meanwhile, Li Ming is back burning, trying to finish this Immortal. We'll go to top lane, which is already very, very softened up. There's the stun, looking for Joanna. She has the Iron Skin. There's a big Deckard root, and that's going to secure the Tracer kill once again. But despite Tracer going down, the Immortal's still very, very well shielded, and there are 4 catapults on the bottom, and the last thing they want is their shield to be softened up now. Their shield will hold, but only just. We'll see how much the health comes back. Right now at 22,562. We'll see if the shield gets to full. Bot coming in, they find Shui, but the root from Deckard forces Bashing to step forward rather than turn around onto the Arthas. Arthas now healing up with the Army of the Dead, trying to be disruptive in the front. There's a root looking for Diablo. The wall bang does hit onto Shui, but the root hits all the same. Now trying to back up. No, there's the flip once again. This diabolical momentum just making it so hard for Arthas. And now Li Ming on the chase, but this Immortal is on the core. This core is down to 60%, and it looks like that will be the game. GG being called by Ojil the Great. Li Ming does go down. Core is at 10%. Pyroblast hits onto Bashing. Core is at 1%. Oh, that's why you don't call GG. Oh, never mind. Ojil wanted to be GG. All right, there we go. Never mind. All right, well. So there we go. Quick 2-0 victory coming out from Scalding Sweat Cult. as they find their first win of the season here in Division B. We're going to see if we can do a post-game interview, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Thank you all so very much for watching. Alright, everyone, welcome back to the next gaming series. DB Smiley here, and there is a cat fucking with my boom mic. Chloe, don't do that, please. Sorry, cat was fucking with my boom mic. Which is, it may be a sentence that has never been uttered before in the history of humanity. But enough about my stupid observations and waste of time. I am joined by the healer, Viper of Scalding Sweat, called Viper. From one assistant captain to another, how you feeling?
Little spent actually. That was a intense match. We were very worried going into it. We knew that the Regen Ghost was going to be a very strong team, so it was very like a lot of talking, a lot of high tense conversations. So we're a little spent, but happy that we got the victory.
Hey, you guys getting not just the victory but the domination, so that's gotta feel good. Nope, hang on, I gotta ban some bots.
That's it.
Sorry, chat sometimes draws my attention when the bots come out. But yeah, so you guys came into this, obviously your first Division B matchup, although some of the players from Ghost playing in C last season. But you guys come in, you know, I think start with that first death on Tomb of the Spider Queen very early out of the gate. How do you shake that off? Because that was in the opening volley. How do you shake that off to end up otherwise having a really dominant game?
So literally what just happened was my bad. It's all good. All right, let's rotate. Make sure we catch top soak, and that was it. No one mentioned it again. It was just, the Punisher recognized that they got caught, and it was, a little bit of timing issue. Doesn't matter. Move on. Let's keep the rotation up. Let's make sure we still catch all soak as we can. And that was it. There was no other mention of it whatsoever.
Now, you guys were fairly even on that map. Started to get an XP lead, and then you kind of turned to 10. What was working out for you where you kind of just started dominating at that point in the game? What do you most attribute that to?
I think it was when we took their camp, their bruiser camp. I think that was probably one of the biggest turning points because we just got the turn in. We were able to scout out that they were doing their camp, and one was top. I think it was May was top, or Maiev, sorry, Maiev was top. So we realized they were split. We went in and took the camp, which then had a camp pushing with objective, and we were able to get 2 forts off of that. And I think that was the turning point where we started having map control.
What was your so that was the the second turn in was where you got a lot of value. A second
Yes.
turn in, so mid fort was basically dead. Technically died after second turn in. Let's
Yep.
not count it because it was half past dead.
Right.
You push mid. While you're pushing, top passively taken, bottom passively taken. You
Yep.
manage to get the mid keep, then you walk up and take top keep, and that
Yes.
was the second turn in.
Yes.
So that was that was building off that turning point you mentioned, but that was a
Yep.
really dominant point in the game. And at that point, I called GG off the next fight, but you didn't quite end just because death timers are still fairly short, but still a
Exactly.
dominant game.
Yeah.
You guys,
There's.
good.
Yeah. That times were short. We started taking some keep shots, or sorry, core shots, and we were just like, okay, let's just play more passively, because if we lose a couple people here, that are right back into it because we lose all of our gems. So that's when we backed off.
So kind of a classic coming out from Scalding Sweat Cult in game number 2. You see as I pull up post game screen, you saw a little bit of Ojal Tracer.
Yep.
You saw obviously your Anduin, and you saw a little bit of Broomji Ming.
Yes.
So you got a lot of comforts there. Beyond that, though, what do you think was working so well for you in that game? As while the death counts look close, it should be noted that that 4 of those deaths came on core at the end. We'll talk about that, because that was weird. But what was working so well for you most of the game there?
Honestly, our team just clicked. It was just one of those things where our tank was able to call out some targets. We rooted right behind him while he did that, and he actually mentioned it a couple times where instead of flipping away from the orb, he flipped him towards the orb a couple times for Brimji. So it's just one of those things where we were firing on all cylinders and we were actually clicking, and it felt like we were in a groove.
But now let's talk about that end.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right.
hang
All
on,
right.
hang
All
on.
right.
Let me set the stage for those who are joining late. So, you guys get a fairly well shielded immortal. They
Yep.
have 4 katas on core to start with, which have already
Yep.
softened the shield up a little bit, although the shield had mostly recovered by the time you got there.
Yep.
Top keep goes down pretty quick. Mortal
Yep.
gets onto core.
Yep.
GG is called,
Yep.
and then it almost wasn't, and then it was. So I guess the
Yep.
first question I have is, 1, what were comms like? And 2, where did Ochel come from?
Okay, so one, that is Harmson on me. I'll take full blame that we didn't quite end it there, because I actually had a living bomb on me, and I went over to the Li Ming and passed it to her, because sharing is caring, which basically killed her and let it so like she couldn't hit the core anymore. And then I was still alive, so I ran at core trying to use my ultimate, but then I got CC'd to death. So Harmson, that was on me. What happened was in the chat, it was just everyone pleading, just please hit core, please hit core. And then we all died, and we're all just like, oh dang, okay. And we all just, I think everyone in the grandma just forgot that Ogle just came back from the grave, and he was just running down and had blinks up, so he was able to just pass through it. But it was one of those things where like everyone was just like, okay, how do we recover from this? And then Ogle just kind of peeps out, goes GG. I'm like, oh, okay, right. We still have a 5th player, right? Okay, good.
Okay, hang on. Before the game, he told me he said, "Oh, he spelled it GEL." I assumed that he
Yeah.
meant gel, like a soft
Yes.
G.
Okay.
See,
So as
that's
far
why I
as
kept saying that in this interview after saying, like, well, I said ogle a lot of the time,
yeah,
but ogle,
yeah,
instead of that, I was saying ojel,
yeah,
because I thought
Ogel.
he meant gel.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So, all right,
when he.
look, ojel. And I'm going to call you that from now on. We need to talk about your phonetic spelling. If it's a G that's a hard G, say a hard G. All right? I don't want to take my kids to the zoo to look at the gigantic giraffes. All right? And I'm not giving them GIFs for Christmas. Okay? All right, you picking up what I'm laying down? All right, Gel is Jill, not Gel. Gel is a stupid word. No one has ever said that. Sorry, just had to
Oh,
say my piece there.
oh,
Because
that's fair.
he
That's fair.
misled me, and I'm like, shit. I've been saying hard G for 2 years. You're telling me I'm wrong, and now I just do the whole game correcting
Yeah.
myself to say a soft G, and it's like, oh no, it's gel with a hard G. Sorry, just a caster rant to ham it up there, but no, obviously huge congrats on the
Thank you.
win. You guys, I don't know if you saw, I immediately put you guys as one of my favorites in this division. Of course, there's
Yes.
another team I had up there that I think is okay. We'll see, but I will. With that, I will give you the chance for some shoutouts.
Just want to shout out to Regen Ghost. Absolute pleasure playing with them. They're, as I said, like we were very nervous going into it because we knew they were going to be a very good team. Shout out to Gambit and Thicon. They're our subs this year. They decided to join the team. So shout out to them. Thank you very much for joining. Obviously to my team, great playing with them. I really enjoyed the practice and the way we click. And then thank you to you for casting. I did not know that we were going to get cast today. And then then our team was like, yeah, we're getting cast by Smiley. I was like, oh, nice, sweet. And
Yes,
then thanks to,
Anyway.
and then thank you to chat. Chat, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate it.
All right. Well, with that, no double header tonight, folks. I'm actually gonna go play this game. I haven't played it much, casting so much. But with that, we will see you next time in the Nexus Gaming series. Thank you all so much for watching, and that will be it. I'm gonna see who we can throw to in a raid. Stick around for that. But otherwise, see you next time.